Hey, everybody, what's going on? Corey and Ken here. Ken from Healthier Home Products and Corey from, well, gosh, Lean Green Dad. That's what I do. And it's funny because today we're going to be talking about something that is green, and that is how to keep some insects away, from things like that. You're growing food, you have a garden, and we did a class, or not a class, but a show on how to keep the garden growing. But now we've got little friends, sometimes unwanted guests in our garden, and we need to keep them away. I mean, that's the summary of it. Would you say, right, Ken?
Yeah, that is definitely where we left off last week, which today was a great day because when I came into the office, our friend Erin, who's not with us today, she had a bag of these lovely little guys from her garden. Her bounty's coming in, and these green beans. I don't know if anybody's a fan of green beans, but I do like green beans, and I could just tell these are going to be very tender, very succulent. They're going to be perfect. And tonight, as Austin Powers says, they're going to get in my belly. But we did talk about a greener way to do things out in that garden, which is, I just can't say how important that is, because you're putting things in your mouth. You certainly don't want toxins going in the easy way. Don't give them the easy way. But what I was going to talk about a little bit more was about the home, on the inside of the home, some of the things we can do to avoid using some of those chemicals that really are not good.
Okay. So we can take a. Sorry, I had to charge my iPad over here. It's dying. So I feel like we can do two things. We can keep those unwanted people from coming inside to the garden, and also coming inside to your house. Because I'll tell you, Ken, I just had an ant problem, and this is lots of ants under my window and stuff like that. And, you go through this debate. You're like, oh, man, I want to do this naturally, but I don't know how to do it. Is it going to be as effective? And it's a big debate, right? Because some people are going to say, look, man, you can try all that stuff, but it's just not going to work.
That's not true. That's so not true. And I'll talk about some of that as well. The first time I bought a home, first time starter home, it was a birch trailer. It was a great house. It was a wood frame house. And buy it, and I'm going to work, and I get a call from my wife, and she says, we've got mice in the house. There were, some mice. It wasn't a real big deal, but she was all panicky. I said, well, call the guy, so she went and called, the company that, they this is what they do, is spray down all the stuff. And, I met this guy at the house, and this guy was kind of scary looking. He had no teeth in his mouth, and he looked like he was ingesting a lot of the stuff that he was spraying. And that is now we did get rid of the critters, but that was the last time I had that sprayed into my house, because I could just, it smelled awful. And this guy's spraying the stuff all over the place. And then fast forward to the next house, things move up, and you get out of your starter home and blah, blah, blah. Everything was wonderful. Springtime, ants are in the house. So I went a different route, and I researched a little bit, and I found this guy who's a super cool guy, and he talked about healthier. Now, it wasn't necessarily healthy, but it was non-toxic ways to get rid of pests. And this guy was brilliant. He was educated up the wazoo. He spent time in the Amazon jungle and studied plants and the pests and all those things. And when he came over, he was actually on his hands and knees watching the ants coming around, and he was watching their behavior. And I didn't pay for the treatment. I paid for the knowledge that he gave me, which was really good. And he said, you don't have an infestation, you've got an invasion. And springtime is one of those times where ants are looking for moisture, and my house was just kind of in the way. But now he gave me 3 simple things to do at that time, 3 very simple things to do. Seal up entry points around your house. And I did have, not huge problems, but there were some spots where things could come in. Got those all sealed. Take away the food source on the inside. That might mean crumbs. So try to maintain a better area where you're not inviting pests to come in and feast. It could be crumbs in the kitchen, could be a lot of different things, but whatever they're feeding on, you want to eliminate. It could be rotten wood, which might be an issue around windows.
Wow.
That's what I would try to trigger you towards, because if you've got rotten wood, you're going to have ants. You're going to have carpenter ants, and that's their food source. That's what they're laying their eggs in.
What about dead trees and stuff too?
Dead trees are absolutely. That's one of those things as well. That's why you got to kind of clean up your outside as well. You got to maintain the inside and the outside. There's reasons you don't want pails of water sitting around. That attracts mosquitoes. You don't want rotting wood, because that attracts their decomposers. They do what they do in nature.
You say pails of water and stuff. Would that be the same with a pool that doesn't have like a screen enclosure?
Well, it could. I mean, chlorine typically takes care of a lot of those things, but when you've got sitting water, that's the culprit with mosquitoes.
Mm-hmm.
We've got a river that runs near our home, and Kyle and I were just talking about this, saying, it's really funny. I mean, all the places we've lived, we've never. Well, it's a running water. You're not going to have mosquitoes necessarily. Their larvae is going to go bye as soon as they plant something. So it's really sitting waters. That's the problem. So if you've got any one of those things, it could be an old tire sitting around. It could be, a planter that's collecting water. Those are perfect spots for mosquitoes and things like that. But back to the house. So we talked about seal up the entry points. You want to take care of food sources inside. And then here's the little gem. He told me, take borax and sprinkle it around the foundation of the house. Now, borax is actually, it's a soap. You may, one of the things, it's actually used for a tremendous amount of things. Borax is a mineral that's mined out of Southern California, and it's used in a lot of different things. Sometimes it's used in detergents, sometimes it's used in dishwashers, but just sprinkling the borax around the foundation, it does a couple things. Number one, it's a deterrent that the pests simply do not want to go by. But if they do, ants are social creatures. You're wasting your money if you're spraying an insecticide that's a contact killer, because you'll kill that ant, but the ants are social. They like to go back to their area, and the borax, it actually is something that gets carried back to the nest and carried back to the queen, and it actually breaks down the digestive system socially amongst the structure. So you're not going to have that ant problem. So borax is something that's perfectly safe to be around people. It's a good deterrent, and it's something you can use routinely, and it's going to keep those pests away. But it's not just ants. It's great for silverfish. It's great for roaches. It depends on where your climate is. Some people have different bugs and different problems in different spots, but those are some big ones for people. When you're talking about ants, when you're talking about roaches or palmetto bugs, those things are affected by the borax. It's just a great solution. It's a natural mineral, and it's a perfect thing to put around your home.
Now, is borax a powder? Is it a spray? Do you mix it with water? What do you do?
It is a powder. I mean, you can get it in spray form, but the easiest thing to do is just sprinkle the stuff around. It's very inexpensive. If you've got a problem like this, you could spray it. You could just sprinkle it down. If it gets wet, you're going to have to redo it. But you can sprinkle the stuff every week. Just go around, and you're going to eliminate your problem if you do those three things. It's a perfectly effective way to do it. And you're not going to have to worry about spraying this horribly toxic crap inside your home and get it around your kids or get it around your pets. That's just a bad idea. So it's a great solution. It's a great solution.
Do you have to apply it every single week?
No, I mean, but as things are persistent, I mean, if you're taking care of the sealed problem around your area, that's a big step to take. It's not, it's not 100% because, bugs are little tiny things. They find their way in. But taking away a food source in the kitchen might be a huge issue. If you do have a window that you notice a rotting frame, fix it, because that's what's drawing those things in. You just have to fix that. That's, there's no other solution other than to fix that. And then the borax is, of course, the last solution. It's like a little natural moat around your property.
Nice. I love it. These are great solutions.
It is, and I strongly, Corey, I mean, this is from the heart. I really can't tell people how important this is not to spray that. You don't have to. Number one, it's the wrong thing to do. Put contact killers around you. You're not going to get an ant. You're not going to take care of the infestation. Yeah, you sprayed him. He dropped dead right there, but he didn't get anything back to the colony. And that's just not how ants operate, and other critters as well.
Yeah, excellent. Well, everybody, listen, I hope you learned a little something. You don't have to poison yourself by trying to poison other things. All you have to do is be a little more conscious about the way that you're doing. I mean, if you think about spraying an insecticide or whatever it is around your house, your kids run around there with bare feet, and your skin is the largest organ in the body. It's going to soak that right up like a straw, and you're just not going to be in a good place. So it's something to think about for sure. And that goes for Roundup and weeds and things like that too. I mean, guys, these are proven issues tied to major big buzzword issues that I shouldn't say on Facebook, but you guys know what I'm talking about. I mean, Roundup's directly linked to super bad stuff.
I mean, at some point, can we talk about leaky gut or any of those things?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, right?
Yeah. Well, we're not doctors, but guys, read up on it. I mean, you can find research studies, independent third-party studies. It's just not good stuff. So
right.
Get out of your home if you can.
And at the end of the day, I mean, it's a pretty simple choice. You can have toxic things. They'll probably be effective to a certain extent on certain things, but then do you really want to be eating vegetables and things that you plant in your garden, or things that you purchased in a store that have been sprayed with that? Or you can take a more natural route and just eliminate the risk altogether. And you can do something good for your family and pets as well. So you're not putting, it's a scary thing for me because you're the caretaker of your family. You're the provider, the protector. The last thing you want to do is spray something on your property that's going to endanger your kids or your spouse or your pets. What a horrible thought. Don't do it. You don't have to.
Absolutely.
And we're going to talk about that next week too. There's a good solution here for pet issues that we're going to get to next week.
I love it. Guys, if you would like more tips and tricks on how to keep your home non-toxic, we can teach you how to make your own cleaner. We can teach you how to just make a couple subtle little adjustments to what you're doing. I got to tell you, on the homepage of healthierhomeproducts.com, you can find the ultimate guide on how to detoxify your house, make it a clean, safe place for you and your family. Go check it out. It's downloaded over 300 times a month, and there's a good reason for that. It's totally free. All you have to do is tell us where to send it. We'll send it right to you. And that's what we're here for. We're to help make the most powerful cleaners in the world safer. So if that jives with you and you want to have some of the nicest smelling, cleanest clothes ever, you want to clean your house every single day with all-purpose cleaner, just like me, that's 9 times less toxic than baby shampoo, or heck, maybe you want to clean your bathroom or your bathroom toilet without coughing and having your eyes burn. This is the company for you. So Ken, I can't thank you enough for coming on, sharing this knowledge with us, and super excited to have our show next week.
Absolutely. Thank you, Corey. I appreciate it.
Bye, guys.